Okay, we've explored the furnished home or apartment system, and you've seen the renders, the pros, the cons, the return on investments, all of that stuff. But what if that isn't for you? You know, the pro model of real estate. If you see yourself to be more of a long term, blank DIY guy, then welcome to the baseline DIY segment of this series, the unfurnished apartments. If the furnished market is all about maximum yields and premium features, then the unfurnished market is the undisputed MVP of stability. Now, why stability in the long run is far beneficial than short run gains, in case you're wondering, is what we are going to be exploring today. Let's dive in. In the world of tech and smartphones with crazy features and AI integration, some people don't really care about having the brightest screen in the room, or the fastest chip, or the craziest camera, or AI gimmicks, or any of those features. They simply want a phone that can last them days. They want reliability. And that brings us to the first attribute of the unfurnished market. It is the undisputed king of battery life in real estate. For better insight, reliability is basically the quality of being dependable, consistent, and trustworthy, with the keyword being over time. Something you can count on to perform as expected of it without hassle or drama. This is the key quality of unfurnished units and why we dub them the ultimate real estate battery life. Just like the best battery in a phone doesn't necessarily mean other good features do not exist in it, unfurnished units don't necessarily mean 100% empty. It usually comes with walls and floors either coated or tiled, doors and windows fixed, ceilings fixed, basic plumbing and kitchen features like kitchen sink, cabinet, wash hand basins, water closets, drains, etc. also installed. This type of investment dominates roughly 70 to 75% of the long-term rental market here in Ghana and across the continent. Why? Because it offers you the best battery life for your real estate portfolio. Yes, your gross yields may sit around the 6 to 8% mark, which is a bit lower than the furnished market. But headaches like maintenance are dropped to near zero. You aren't replacing broken blenders or mending torn cushions. You basically provide the shell and other basic core features as elaborated, while the tenant handles the rest. It is the closest thing to true 100% passive income in the rental market. But here's the fun part. With the furnished market, whilst you are renting out for short-term periods, you know you're not going to necessarily find tenants every now and then because of the high competition. But with the unfurnished market, tenants usually rent for up to 5-year periods at a go, and that is why it is dubbed the best battery life, because of that consistency it provides while reducing the headaches it comes with. Let's then explore the second attribute, the upfront cost, because in the unfurnished ecosystem, the financial burden completely flips, and we'll be taking a look at this in both the perspective of the tenants and the investors or landlords. For the investor or landlord, your upfront capex or capital expenditure is minimal. You are essentially just installing the operating system of the house, fresh coat of paint, AC, solid light features, and then you hand over the keys. You keep your cash in your pocket for another endeavor rather than tying it up in cushions and sofa. But for the tenant, the barrier to entry is firmer. Moving into an unfurnished place in 2026 means you are taking on all the hardware costs, provided you have none. I mean, you have to buy the fridge, the sofa, the mattress, cooking utensils, washing machine, dining setup, the couch, and the list just goes on. You get what I mean? Before you are done sourcing your pieces from either local artisans or perhaps you've imported them, you're already dropping tens of thousands of Ghana cedis just to liven up the place for a comfortable stay. It is a huge investment upfront for the tenant, but knowing my Ghanaian people, especially, The ladies who followed mommy to the marketplaces, you're not going to find it that big of a hassle. Trust me, they are master negotiators. But here is why that high upfront cost for the tenant is the landlord's biggest advantage. We call it the lock-in effect. Apple is especially famous for this, right? Once you buy the iPhone, the MacBook, or the AirPods, you are locked into the ecosystem. You are hardly ever switching because switching is either painful or expensive. The unfurnished market works exactly the same way. When a tenant, our DIY enthusiast, spends a lot of money to buy a large sofa that perfectly fits the living room and buys a 65-inch TV and mounts it upon the wall, they are locked in. They're not moving out in 6 months. No. Moving out is expensive, stressful, and risky for their hard-earned hardware. Because of that friction, unfurnished tenants will usually renew their lease for 2, 3, or even 5+ years, and your vacancy rate basically drops to zero because, come on, who doesn't want convenience? This basically re-emphasizes the long-term battery life scenario because, as Mark Tilbury, a millionaire, once said, time in the market often beats timing the market. But just like the course of all things in this world, or most of them, blank slates or unfinished markets aren't 100% perfect. Let's explore the bugs. Now, for the tenant, the biggest bug is logistics and hardware acquisition. Moving day is a nightmare. Coordinating trucks, praying the Aboboya or Chocho driver doesn't scratch your custom dining set, and the pure physical exhaustion of building flat pack furniture is just too inconvenient for them. It is high friction as stated. And for the landlord, the biggest bug is marketing the vision. You see, when you walk a prospective client through an empty white box, it often feels small and feels kind of cold. People have a surprisingly, and I mean surprisingly hard time visualizing where their bed is going to go, or where the couch is going to fit, or where any of the features of the hardware components are going to be settled. You have to work twice as hard to sell them the potential of the space as compared to a furnished unit, which usually feels like home instantly. And that leads us to this ad. You don't have to work twice as hard to convince your prospects about the potential of a space with us at Imperium Architecture. We handle interior design works from sofa placement to efficient bed placement to interior colors, presenting you with a 3D rendering to help your prospects visualize the massive potential of the investments they are making. Contact us via the number you see on the screen and let us do your homework for you. Now, back to the video. So, what's the verdict on the unfurnished market? Well, I'll say it's the ultimate slow burn. It won't give you that immediate, flashy 12% rental yield as the furnished market does, but it will give you something far more beneficial: sleep and comfort at night. Whether you are a local or from the diaspora, it gives you long-term tenants who treat your property exactly like their home, with zero inventory management and a predictable, stable cash flow. So the ultimate question I pose to you as an investor is, do you want a high maintenance asset or a low maintenance one that provides you with very minimal headache? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and kindly share this video to anyone who is looking forward to getting into any of the markets, whether furnished or unfurnished. Are you looking forward to investing in the Ghanaian real estate market but not knowing which development or projects to start with? Find a link in our description that will lead you to some of the flagship developments happening in flagship areas. Feel free to reach out to us. Let us help you settle on your first investment or perhaps your subsequent ones. This is Egghead Real Estate. We'll catch you guys again in the next one. Medase.